Love, today I will show you how to make this stunning trendy maxi dress. This style was selected from my WhatsApp community's July sewing challenge. It is super easy to make and beginner friendly. In this video, I will teach you how to cut and sew the basic bodice and how to attach the pleated asymmetric skirt. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and drop me nice comments. Let's get started. I'm going to be drafting the basic bodice block for the top. So I'll come here and mark 1 inch as the starting line. Then I'll mark the shoulder to chest line. My shoulder to chest line is 7.5. So I'll mark shoulder to chest line. And after marking the shoulder to chest line, I'll mark shoulder to bust point line for the front. So this is BP, shoulder to waist line. This is my half length, my front half length, then waist to hip line. So for the back, I will also mark down the shoulder to chest line. And I will mark shoulder to waist half length. My back waist half length is 15, while the front is 16. Okay, so I'll mark 15 inches. I will also mark down waist to hip line. So after marking all that measurements, I'll come to the shoulder line and mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'll also mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2 on the chest line. Then I'll connect. Then I'll come here and mark my bust span measurement. That is my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7.5 divided by 2 give me 3.75. So I'll mark down 3.75 on the bust point line, half length and the hip line. I'll come to the half length and take 0.75 on each side of the dart line. I'll mark down 0.75 on each side of the dart line. I'll come to my bust point line and mark down ½ inch down below the bust point line. And then I'll come to the hip line as well and mark 1 inch up above the hip line. So what I'm going to do now is to connect this 0.75 to the ½ inch down below the bust point line. I'll also connect the other side. I'll connect the 0.75 on each side of the dart line to the hip line. I'll come to the neckline and mark my basic neckline. Okay, I have 3 by 3 for my basic neckline. To get your basic neckline, divide your bust measurement by 12. Okay, then I'll create a round neckline for my basic neckline. I'll come to the front shoulder line and mark the shoulder slope of 1.5. So this is my shoulder slope. I'll connect to the neckline. Then I'll create the armhole curve. So this is what I have now. I'll come under this chest line and mark my bust circumference divided by 4. Okay, so this is what I have. Then I'll come to the waistline and mark my waist measurement divided by 4. My waist measurement is 28 divided by 4, 7. Then I'll measure this dart because I'm going to sew this dart down. So I'll measure it and replace it. I have 1.5, so I'm going to replace the dart. Then I'll come to the hip line and mark my hip circumference divided by 4. My hip circumference is 40 divided by 4 will give me 10. I'm going to connect all the points. Then the next thing to do is to add the bust dart. That's the side dart. Okay, the difference between the back half length and the front half length is your side dart. For mine, my front half length is 16, while my back half length is 15. So that means I'll have 1 inch here as my side dart. Under my bust point line, I'll mark down that 1 inch. From the nipple to nipple measurement, I'll also mark out ½ inch and connect that 1 inch. That is my side dart to that ½ inch there. So this is what I have. So I'll go ahead and add my side seam allowance. So I want to add 1.5 as the side seam allowance. Then at the shoulder line, I'm going to be adding ½ inch joining seam allowance. Okay, I'm not adding any allowance on my armhole because this is a sleeveless dress. If you're adding sleeves to yours, you need to add ½ inch here for the joining seam allowance. So I'm not adding any allowance to the armhole. So this is what I have for the front. I'm going to be drafting the back block. I'm going to be marking my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'll come to the chest line and mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2 as well. For the back, I'm marking 1 inch shoulder slope. I'll mark the neckline. That is 3 inches. My neck depth for the back is 1 inch because I want a high neckline. So I'll also mark down the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. I'll come on each side of the dart line and mark down 0.75 for my dart intake. Then I'll come under the chest line and mark the bust circumference divided by 4. I'll come to the waistline and mark the waist circumference divided by 4. I have 7. I'm going to replace this dart intake, 1.5. So I'll mark it down. Then I'll come to the hip line and mark hip circumference divided by 4. That is 10. Then I'll connect all the points. This is what I have. I'll come to the waistline at the back and mark in 0.75 for the zipper to lay flat at the back. Then I'll connect to the neckline. I'll also connect to the hip line. Now I'll go ahead and add seam allowance. Then I'll add the zipper allowance. That is why I left a space here so that I can add my zipper allowance. So I'll go on now and add the zipper allowance. I'm adding the zipper allowance from this 0.75 that I came in with. Okay. I want to extend the top length by 2 inches under my hip line. If you want, you can maintain your hip line, but I want to extend mine by 2 inches. You notice that the front length and the back length are not equal. Okay, the back length is 26 while the front length is 27. This is because my front half length is 1 inch longer than the back half length. So that is why my front top is also supposed to be 1 inch longer than the back top. Okay, if I sew this side dart down, the lengths are going to be equal. I'm going to go ahead and cut. So I'm going to be tracing this dart on the other side of my fabric because I'm going to sew this dart down. I'll go ahead and pin the dart leg. I'll also pin down where the dart leg ended as a guide. Okay. I'll flip to the other side. Okay, and trace my darts. I will trace out the darts with the pin's guideline. If you know best method to make the darts appear on the other side of the fabric, please use the method. You can equally decide to remark all the darts on the other side of the fabric. So this is what I have. I have my darts at the other side. Okay, so I'll go on now and sew the darts down. I'll stitch from here to the waistline and then to the bust point. Okay, I will stitch on my marked line. I'll stitch the back dart as well, and I'll add my zipper. I'll use the zipper allowance and add the zipper. After stitching the darts, this is what I have. For the back, can you see what I have? I have stitched the darts and I also installed the zipper. Okay, can you see? What I'm going to do now is to bring them together. I'm pinning the down part because that is where I'm going to be marking my curve. You can now choose any kind of curve that you want for your top. If you want an asymmetric curve, you can go for an asymmetric curve. If you want curve that is a bit curvy, you can decide whatever curve that you want for your dress. Okay, For mine, I'll mark down 3.5 inches from the waistline and draw an asymmetric line to meet the other side, and I will cut. So what I'm going to do now is to join the shoulder together with that half-inch joining seam allowance. I'll mark down the side seam allowance. That is that 1.5 side seam allowance. After stitching on the markings for the side seam allowance, this is what I have, and I also went ahead to stitch the shoulder line. I had to open press the seam line. Can you see? So if I flip to the right side, this is the fabric that I'm using for the skirt. This is 2.5 yards of crepe fabric. I used 1 yard for the plain crepe. So we are going to be cutting the down part. That is the skirt. Remember that I came down here by 3.5 for the curve. That is 3.5 from my waist length. Okay, so my front waist length is 16. That means that my pleating is supposed to start from 19.5. Okay, I will be leaving half inch here for the joining of the top to the skirt. So that means that my skirt is going to start from 19 inches. Okay, so I'm going to fold my fabric. So I'm going to be taking off 19 inches to get the full length of my skirt. Okay, remember that I measured from the smaller part of the top, not from the longer part of the top. So make sure that you take your own measurement from the smaller part of the top. We're going to be trimming the skirt after sewing. I'll go ahead and mark 62 inches as the full length of my skirt after I have taken off 19 inches. Okay, add your hemming allowance and then cut. I had to cut 2 pieces of this same length. I'm going to join them by the sides. So this is a 61 inches. So I have 61 inches and it is in 2 pieces. So I will join them together by the sides to form one single skirt. I'm going to measure the down part of this top. So I have 42 inches. After joining the skirt to form one single fabric, I'm going to gather the skirt into 42 inches. Okay, you can use gathers, you can pleat if you want to pleat. I'm going to gather mine into 42 inches. After running gather stitches on the skirt fabric, I had to join the pieces together. So I'm going to open press it, but I want to drag in the gather stitches. I did not back stitch on my fabric. This is just to enable me to drag the gathers. I'll take one thread, one of the threads. I have 2 threads here. So I'll take one of the threads and start dragging. Make sure that your thread does not cut. As you are making the gathers, measure the fabric to know when it has gotten to the measurement that you want. I'm going to tie the thread. I'm going to arrange the fabric to make sure that the gathers are evenly distributed. I'm going to measure the skirt and confirm if it is up to the 42 inches. I'm going to join the skirt to the top now. This is the top. I'm going to start joining from the side because I don't want to have joining at the middle point. That joining that I have, I'm going to pin it together with the side joining of the top. I will go on and pin the skirt to the top all round so that I can stitch them together. I'll go over to my sewing machine now and join them together. And I'll also close up this remaining opening here for the second side. Alright, so after joining the gathers to the top, this is what I have. In the back, this is what the back looks like. So you notice that the length is slanted at the down part. So you just have to bring them together. So you can just arrange it and then use your chalk to draw out a straight line. Use your scissors and trim it off Okay. I'll also go on and pipe the neckline with bias tape as well as the armhole. Okay. And then weave my dress and give it a good press. And now the dress is ready. If you have watched this video till this very moment, I say thank you to you. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so that anytime I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified. See you in the next one. Bye.